Hi everyone, this is Alex Sangha and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I have a very special guest who will be a regular guest on my show. It is the wonderful, beautiful Grandma J. And for those of you who don't know, Grandma J is my mother and she will introduce herself shortly, but she raised me as a single mother. She's a single mother of three boys. She has three beautiful grandchildren. You'll find out more about my mom shortly. And so first of all, Mom, Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal.
How are you doing? Are you excited?
I'm doing good.
Are you excited for your first YouTube
Yes.
interview?
Yes.
I mean, these interviews, your grandchildren and your children can watch them for generations. It'll be a legacy for you to leave behind.
Very nice.
So welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Mom. Tell our audience, a little bit about yourself, a little bit of an introduction about your life, or what you're doing now, what's happening.
I was born in India, Punjab province, Jalandhar district. Then I moved to England, married and have three children there. Then 50 years ago, we moved to Canada, whole family. And then I need to go to work, and I was a Punjabi honors Gyani teacher back home. So I need to go for upgrade my English. And I done that, about 4 courses in Douglas College. Then I done the course, career course, work about 20 years, raised the children, and bought my house, my car, and I'm an independent woman.
Oh, way to go, Mom. So today, my mom has a lot of knowledge, obviously, as a retired woman. She's retired nurse's aide now. She is a very spiritual person. She's really devoted to her Sikh faith. She's open to all faiths and religions and is constantly learning. She is also, who's someone who's have a lot of lived experience in life with a lot of issues. And her philosophy, she reads on a lot of different philosophers. And so I'm just going to be picking her brain on different topics and getting to know her a little bit better. So first of all, what does your name, Jaspal Kaur Sangha, mean? What does Jaspal mean? What does Kaur mean? And what does Sangha mean?
Jas is admiration, something in English. For us is like if somebody doing something good and people say that, oh, aine te jas khatya, it's a very good deeds person doing. And then Kaur is given by Guruji, all the girls like princess. And Sangha is my last name, but in Buddhist they call that like a congregation of religious stuff, people getting together, they call Sangha. And spelling is the same, pronunciation is the same, I don't know.
I don't think the Sangha that we use as a Punjabi last name in India is connected to Buddhism, but I forgot. I did used to know the meaning of that name, but I can't remember. Your maiden name is Takar, so what does Takar mean?
I don't know, the name is the name. The Sangha, even when in Punjab people make a bed, but the homemade bed they weave by themselves. And the first thing when they start to tie the knot, they call that Sangha for that too. But there are many meanings for the word.
So my mom's maiden name is Takar, Takhar, and there is a province in Afghanistan that is actually called Takar. So who knows, maybe we all migrated from Takar to the Punjab in India over generations.
There is a city called the pind called in Ludhiana district Takhar too, and for us in Jalandhar district we use as last name.
Nice. I go by Alex, but my birth name is actually Amar, and Singh is my middle name, and Sangha is. So what does Amar Singh mean?
Amar is like when somebody have salvation and they don't born and die over and over again and again. So this is what Amar is, who never die.
Oh God. Lots of pressure on me. And so what about Singh? What does Singh mean?
Singh is like a lion, the sher, the king in the jungle, and in a real sense, I think the worldly meanings are different than other way. It's like somebody leads something and somebody do something courageous, and we usually call that name, oh, so and so is like a lion.
Oh, nice. So I'm an immortal line that will never die. So next we're gonna, today I was wondering what should I talk about now. So recently someone came into my life. I'm dating someone. The purpose in my life is changing. I'm finding some meaning in my life in terms of feeling loved and being in a relationship. And so I wanted to talk to my mom about what is the meaning of love? How do you find love? What is real love? What is self-love? I always think love is God's love that you have within you. That is the ultimate love. But I'm going to ask my mom about her life experience and how does she define love and what is love? What would you say is love and how do you find love in our society?
To me, the love is you care about yourself, you care about the others, just like you want to be cared by others back to you. So it's like a mutual understanding with each other. It's a feelings. You cannot show something, you cannot explain anything, you cannot describe anything. And the love has many kinds, and the first love of a child is the mother. And the pure and everlasting love, unconditional, you can only have like a mother and a child. But if you understand that what it is, that do not expect anything from anybody back, and you do it from the heart, what you do for the goodness of the humanity, and that can be a spiritual love. And the spiritual love is that doesn't matter what color is, what religion is, and anything, because religion have a boundaries, constitution, and you have to follow that. And to me, the love is like a spirituality explain love better than the religion. And in religion, the most loving feeling is that when somebody sacrifices their life and they put religion in front of their everything. But for spirituality is that you don't go by the look of the person, you don't go by the money or social status or anything. Everything is not really meaningful as long as two people think alike. So not look alike, but think alike. So when they have exchanging thoughts with each other, and they inside feel, because God is inside, love is inside. The love is like, to me, is like the flower's fragrance. So you can't hold in the hand, you can't show anybody, you only see the flower, but the flower is good and everybody like it just because of the fragrance in it.
Right. So tell me, Mom, you were a Punjabi language teacher in Punjab, India. And so how many times, you were very spiritual, you had a lot of devotion to the Sikh faith. How many times have you read the Sikh scriptures, the Guru Granth Sahib, from beginning to end now?
I started at the age of 9 learning about Gurbani, how to read it, how to try to understand. But honestly speaking, up to my early 20, I really don't know anything, even though I becoming any teacher. Those were just books I was reading and pass the exams and find the job and earn the living. And that was different that time. So after, when I got married, my father gave me a gift, Professor Jaspal Singh's Tikas we call, 10 pothiyan. So then I was very much full with curiosity to see everything, read everything, A to Z, all that stuff I start. And then especially my husband was thrilled to see, because he knows something about science, but I never done much. And he said, if you do something in pregnancy like that, and that will affect on your children, and it will be very good. So I said, okay. So I started right away. So up to now, 53 years ago, I got married. And 53 years, I generally do once a year Saj part. But up to now, I shouldn't count actually. You answer you question and I'm answering. It's not the numbers, how many times I read. I read about more than 75 times. I done the Saj part and do the Pog. First of all, my father used to do the Pog, then my brother done it. Then I do start on my own. Now I'm all alone doing everything. So it's my best friend for me is the Guru Granth Sahib. And I almost understand that how that is to me a spiritual husband.
Really?
I had enough with the worldly things, worldly relations, and rather than I spend time to picking faults in anybody, I decided to search on more and more, read again and again. It's like a very interesting to read. Every time I open the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, I find something different. Then I question myself, where were I when I read that last time? That means that there is that many wisdom and all those precious kind of a tiny stories you can make out of it too to understand. But it's exactly only one thing I understood after the age of 70, that Guru Granth Sahib is 1430 pages all about spirituality, all about your spirit, and the Supreme Spirit is like a husband and my spirit is like a wife.
So tell me, Mom. Wow, so you have read it. You read the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh Holy Scripture, for 75 times, from beginning to end. Now, and you're still finding new things in the Guru Granth Sahib.
Yes, I do.
You still find. So let me ask you, as a woman reading the Guru Granth Sahib, do you find a connection as a woman? Because was the Guru Granth Sahib written by men or women, or does it matter? Or what is the role of women in the Guru Granth Sahib? Or do you feel you are embraced and represented as a woman in these scriptures?
It's written by Gurujis, all written by males, but they explain it time to time, and all the shabads we read in and we try to understand, it always end up like the spirit and the soul, the higher spirit. So like a husband and wife relation in that, but always remember that has nothing to do with really the human body, husband and wife, and the children and the relatives, and how the world go around, how the business go around, how the universe go around. It's all spiritual. One thing understand, then you will understand what Guruji is saying, what's their philosophy, how you do. As far as women are concerned, and I read so many religious granths belongs to other religions. And I found that I'm not saying just because I born into the Sikh family and I read that so many times, I only find Guru Nanak is really lift up women in this world, that all the qualities he talk about women, and that is the best thing happened to me when I was very down in the family and was not feeling to live. I was even suicidal and all those things. And that one Shabad that Guruji are respecting and explaining other people that everybody have a birth and the mother gave the birth to the people. And those men, when they grow up and they do not really respect that much and they destroying things. Let's say, for example, if somebody become a king and the king can order this, or you do this, you do that. But Guruji said, he has a mother too, he or she, whoever is the king or queen, they have a mother and father. So they are equally important on this universe, the men and women.
Well, I know equality is a fundamental tenet of Sikhism, but what I find is, for outsiders looking at our scriptures, they would argue that, for a woman, what's the role of women in Sikhism when all the scriptures, all 10, is it 10 books? 10? What's the role of women in Sikhism when they did not even have the opportunity to share their own feelings and their thoughts and emotions and write down and contribute to the actual scriptures?
Sikhism history is very rich, very deep, and very colorful. In that, I found that Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru, their mother, Mata Gujar Kaur Ji, and then there was a famous woman those times, Mata Bhago Ji, and then after that I seen that Bibi Gulab Kaur Ji, so many women helped to find the freedom for India, they fought for it. And then they raised those Gurujis And you can see that how big role the women play in the society ever since they came to this earth.
Okay, great. So now let's just getting back to where we started. So, a lot of people find spiritual love through their faith and to their devotion. And I know you're very spiritually connected to Sikhism, but like getting back to love and self-love, a lot of people are very sad, they're lonely, they're alienated, they're isolated, they're depressed, they're suicidal. They are really struggling to find this self-love and this love in this world, trying to find a partner, trying to connect with people. What is your advice to these people who are kind of lost in this world, not only internally in terms of their own self-love, but externally in trying to connect with someone who they can love and be loved back? Like, what is your advice to these people?
I learned it very hard way. I was just like every other common person is living, going through all that. After about 45 years, I found out when you love yourself, stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, see the features on your face, see your from head to toe. Each organ, each feature is very expensively, very costly. And I noticed that because I was working in the hospital. If you need artificial oxygen, look how big of a job and how much money you need and how many people work for that. And God give us the free air to breathe. And then and we don't know when we have a birth. Nobody asked us to have a birth or anything. So we took it granted. And we are expecting the other party to love you that much. That person should not die, that person should not go anywhere, and cling to that love. That is not really a love. I think that is like called like a ironic love, physical love, attraction for each other, and they just have need for something, somebody fulfilling, and all those things. That's not really pure love. It's just a go under the need. Yes, everybody need love, but first of all, you have to give love. Everything almost. If you throw the ball to the ball to the wall, and the ball back come to you. So if you love purely from inside, without any too many expectations, and the other person will give you that. But to me, it was different story altogether, and there are many reasons that I failed in it. But then I learned that, so to me is the best love is when I'm sitting reading Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji and feeling important on earth, and then feeling that everybody else important, and all 1 + 1 2 and 2 + 2 4, and this is how the 4 ways of life going around, financially, psychologically, spiritually, physically, and whichever way we go. And the what you call that, the root is, the foundation is to think yourself important, not anybody else less important than you. We are all important.
And Mom, I'm going to interject and say you did not fail at love. You have to realize, my father, your husband, he was 19 years old. When he got married, had 3 kids in 3 years, was not ready to be a father in my view. That does not mean you failed in love. You tried your best. If the other person was unable to do their 50% or whatever, that does not mean you failed. You need to go through failure to reach your success, and it was a learning experience. And not only that, look at your life now. You have so much love in your life.
Yeah, but still.
Just one second, you have a lot of love in your life. You have wonderful children, you have wonderful grandchildren, you're happy, you're enjoying your retirement, and you're connected spiritually to your faith and to the Creator that you believe in. So there's many different types of love. There's love for your children, there's love, a spiritual love, self-love. So not everyone is a success in terms of their relationships and, in their marriages. And, 50-60% of people who enter marriages end up in divorce. So, you're part of the norm now.
No. I don't. Yes, you are saying making sense, but I do not agree it. Because to me, the way I was raised, when children asking anything, who bring the sun, who bring the moon, who bring this, little kids asking so many questions, I was brought up with the most love anybody could have by my grandparents, and I always think that everything is my grandfather. My father was in England, I was in India. So when I have children and the children have look up to somebody, and the father done things very different manner, and that make me feel like to close up inside, like into the shell, that how can I start the conversation? I always start the conversation like, you care about your father, father care about you, this is the way God care about you, you are God's child, this is what Guruji say, respect mother and father, and this is what Guruji say, that you do your responsibilities or anything like that as a human being. And I do feel that I could not do the full potential the way I wanted to do things because of that. There's nothing I can say anything like everybody said.
Why couldn't you do it? What was the reason?
The reason, when father not doing fatherly duty, how can the child look up to father? I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be a father like that. So when I see my grandparents were loving and caring and with the neighbors and in the village, and everybody love each other, respect each other. So I thought that's the normal family type. And for me, this is not the family type, the way I raised my children. That was not normal to me.
Right. Right. And we'll get more into that in another episode. So thank you. Thank you for your first episode. Grandma Jane, my wonderful, beautiful mother, thank you so much. We learned a lot about women in Sikhism today. We learned about love, self-love, caring, and we will be back in our next episode. Remember, if you just mentor one person in the world, in your life, then the whole world will be empowered. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.